All right, everybody, back in the studio, shaped like a basement. I already forgot the gimmick.
Like my mother's basement.
Like a mother's basement.
It's such a fantastic joke, and you ruin it every fucking time, dude.
Well, everybody, I'm Joey Nohana. I've got Tyson Touloud.
Hey.
Third straight week in a row. We've got the big fella on the show, and of course,
Patrick.
Anthony Caruso is here once again. And we're here to talk about some NXT and some Mae Young Classic, the finals, actually, of the Mae Young Classic, which went down. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. But before we get into any of that stuff, no, I don't have any advertisements. I wish I did. But instead,
Please sponsor us, people.
subscribe to our Patreon. We'll send you a picture of myself in a thong or some shit. Something
Do like a
fucking
bikini
lame.
calendar.
Yeah.
Very nice 8x10 glossies for gold tier members.
And no, I wanted to get into this whole Vince McMahon and Kevin Owens situation. That motherfucker. Listen, I know everyone hates Vince. This fucking guy took a headbutt on live television, and he fucking bled.
Showed some color. That was nice. I was not expecting that.
I saw something today on a Facebook page. I guess I don't know how confirmed it was, but I guess he did a pre-blade job, and then
Kevin just opened it up some
and
more.
then put like a liquid bandage over it, and then Kevin opened it.
I was actually wondering how they did that.
Yeah.
Like how they did that so spot on, because it's like as soon as he got hit, boom, man's showing some color, kicking hard.
I mean, listen, I saw the clip. Obviously, I don't watch SmackDown anymore.
I didn't see it. I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
I don't watch Raw or SmackDown, so I'm not up to date with WWE products. I just know when the pay-per-views are going down, and I know who's wrestling, and I know for a fact that this No Mercy's got a pretty decent lineup coming up.
All I know is
No Mercy's going to be
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Lesnar,
And,
it's going to be Lesnar, Strowman,
and Cena, Roman.
Cena and Roman.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But this little incident here on SmackDown with Vincent Kennedy McMahon and Kevin Owens, I do believe is leading to a Hell in a Cell match with Shane McMahon. And I do want to congratulate WWE on getting one thing right. This constitutes a Hell in a Cell match, okay? When someone's father gets busted the fuck open by a headbutt, yeah, I think that's Hell in a Cell material. But two guys who just, took each... Like, if some guy takes another guy's fucking donut, that's not a Hell in a Cell match. So, I'm glad
my fucking donut, that's a Hell in a Cell match.
I'm glad we have an angle for this Shane McMahon. Once again, I do not listen to... Or I don't watch SmackDown, so I have no idea what's going on with Shane and Kevin these days, but I'm assuming some stuff's going on, and it's all going to make sense at Hell in a Cell. But other than that, nothing else to talk about. The Glared, me and Anthony do still have Destruction stuff to go over soon. Yep. Destruction in Fukushima happened with Suzuki and Michael Elgin, which I heard was just a bunch of tomfoolery, but I gotta watch it anyways.
There was a lot of...
heard it was a bunch of hogwash.
A lot of Taguchi Japan versus...
bunch of stuff that no one cared about, but still gotta watch it, and we'll either do that as a separate show, because I know Destruction in Hiroshima is going down on the 19th, I believe, or the 18th.
Yeah,
so we've got a couple days. Yeah, so we've got a couple days to do that. So I probably just combine shows because it's a lot better.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the big... Or no, this Destruction in Kobe is the big show, correct? Destruction in Hiroshima is going to have... Destruction in Kobe is only going to have the United States title.
Yeah, there's no...
Kenny
the world title's
Juice.
not being defended on any of these shows.
Nope.
That's not happening until October.
So Hiroshima is going to have Tanahashi, Sabre Jr., and Desperado challenging Kushida for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. So we got all that stuff to look forward to. So we'll probably just combine Hiroshima and Fukushima together and then just eventually do Kobe by itself. So other than that, we have the Mae Young Classic. We have Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. And this matchup went down after SmackDown and before 205 Live. So if you wrestled in 205 Live, if you were one of the competitors... Like, this was the worst fucking time slot.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Who the fuck
You're already
is
in the
going to
worst
stick
time
around?
slot because you're on 205 Live. So you're already in a pretty shit position, but you got to follow the classic. You're wrestling pretty fucking late. I mean, at that point, if anyone's still hanging around...
Not only are you coming off the heels of SmackDown, where we had that whole Kevin Owens, Vince McMahon situation, coming off the heels of the Mae Young Classic Finals, the whole gimmick that they did there, the celebration and whatnot. Then there's 205 Live. Who the fuck is going to stay around for that? Not a goddamn person.
No.
I could be walking out of the arena and someone's going to go, you're going to miss Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander. I said, fuck them. I've got a job. I don't give a fuck.
Didn't Jack Gallagher turn heel or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
Jack Gallagher turned into a bad guy. Who fucking cares? 205 Live, once again, pigeonholed a bunch of dudes into a division to do a bunch of bullshit. And I don't even know Alicia Fox is still there. I don't even know if she's still employed.
I have no idea.
So I haven't watched 205 Live
But
since like the
hey.
second episode.
Enzo's there, so
That's
there's that.
Exciting.
Yep.
Can't wait to
Riveting.
watch, guys.
Yeah, no. So basically, this crowd got to see a bunch of stuff, and this is the issue with WWE programming, I suppose, is the fact that they make people sit through fucking hours of television, and it's better for SmackDown. 2 hours of SmackDown. Then you've got the Classic finals. Then you've got 205 Live. Then on Raw, God forbid there's anything after Raw. Who the fuck's gonna stick around for that stuff? So, if I had to stick around for a 3-hour Raw and then see something else, I'd go the fuck home.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
All
yeah.
these 4-hour pay-per-views they have and shit.
Yeah,
It's no good.
God.
So basically, they went on after SmackDown, but here's the thing: they kept this crowd into the match, and
Yeah,
they
they
did
were pretty hot. Way more than I expected them
an
to be.
extremely great job of keeping this crowd into this fucking match that they're supposed to give a shit about, and they gave a shit about it. So thank God for Las Vegas. Okay, Vegas might be getting the Raiders, and that's kind of lame because I wish the fucking Raiders would just stay in Oakland or go to Los Angeles or something like that. But they're going to Las Vegas.
So they can have 3 teams in LA?
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
pretty
no,
fucking wild.
you could kick the fucking Rams and the Chargers out of there. I don't even know why they decided to go there. So, with that being said,
It's the second biggest media market in the country.
clearly they could fill Trojan Stadium for a Chargers game these days, which is not even remotely close to filling that fucking stadium, like ever. So, basically, before the match, we had a bunch of stuff. We had a red carpet. We had people coming out of the woodworks to watch this finale. Bunch of people that competed in the tournament, et cetera, et cetera. So Tony Storm got a call from WWE and said, hey, would you like to just fucking sit in the crowd for an hour, for like 30 minutes and bullshit around with Piper Niven? Why the fuck not? Are you paying me? Sure, hell yeah. So Tony made the flight over against Mercedes Martinez. Everyone got all glammed up for this. Even Mauro Ranallo, I don't know, he was calling SmackDown. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm sorry. No. That joke would totally fall flat.
Yeah.
If he's on NXT, so it doesn't make sense.
But yeah, when you run out of talent to highlight in these crowd shots.
Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah,
By the way,
I
Mauro's
thought
here.
that was really weird.
Why Mauro's here? No one fucking knows.
And I was like, oh, Mauro. And he just had that real awkward pause. By the way, the camera lingered a lot throughout this entire tournament on awkward moments. Like shit like that, the camera would just pause and it just wouldn't go away. And it reminded me of the little promo before the finals.
Yeah.
When they had that showdown, it just went on for way too long.
Yep.
It was exactly like that. I'm just okay. You don't need to be on the guy for a full 30 seconds. He's cringing pretty hard. Just leave him alone.
Yeah, so a bunch of stuff went down. There was red carpet. I didn't see it. I didn't care. However, if you gentlemen did see this, maybe you didn't, maybe you did. There was a big 6-woman tag match the night before.
No,
It was
I did not see that.
it was a lead up. It was the night before the finals.
I thought they were gonna do it make a whole show out of it. I didn't know it was just gonna be that match.
I was thinking so too. I was really surprised they didn't have a prelim or something.
No, they put this 6-woman tag match in the night before. So Monday night they did this, and then they showed the finals Tuesday night, which I don't know why, but it was just something for everyone else to do. Basically, it was Marty Bell, Sarah Logan, and Santana Garrett versus Jazzy Gabbert. I was gonna say Sarah Del Rey. Totally just fucking botched the name. Your girl from ICW. Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray. Fucking Kaylee Ray and Tessa Blanchard. So it's 3-on-3 action. And the only thing I could take away from this, everyone was all right, I guess. But 2 things. Thank you, PlayStation. Jesus, that's loud as hell. Is the fact that Jazzy Gabbert is very, very over. Very over. Very fucking over with this crowd.
Yeah.
She came out the whole fucking joint went up in fucking flames.
Well, she's like the Braun Strowman of women, so.
Right?
When Kaylee Ray got tagged into the match, Tessa tagged Kaylee Ray in the match. The crowd went, "Fuck you, Tessa." Tag her in. So they basically were up Jazzy's ass the whole time. She was super fucking over. It was ridiculous. To the point where Jazzy Gabbert couldn't believe how fucking over she was. And yeah, so NXT loves, or the Mae Young Classic crowd, whoever was there, loves Jazzy Gabbert. And for the most part, Marty Bell got her fucking ass whipped.
Nice.
That was the best part about this.
That's awesome.
Was that Marty took the brunt of the fucking beatings in that match. Other than that, it was just a basic match, and it got Jazzy over. Triple H came out, and everyone in the crowd said, "Please sign Jazzy." And Triple H responds by saying, "Listen, I have a fucking budget, people. Okay, remember Cedric last year? Okay, yeah, I get it, but I think she's signed. Pretty sure she's signed because she has a name with WWE. So I don't think."
Jazzy Gabbert's not her legit name?
No, I don't believe so. I do not believe so. Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure that they signed her. That's what it said on the reliable source of Wikipedia.com.
Well, they definitely need to because
Her name is Marie Kristen Gabbert.
yeah, they definitely
maybe.
need to because they need that powerhouse kind of chick, and I mean, she's got a following,
Yeah.
She's
I
a
expect her
legit
to go-
She
Yeah.
looks believable.
I expected her
tough
to go
chick.
further in the tournament. So
Lots of Rocky IV references are waiting to happen.
Yes.
I mean, a fucking plethora of
Even though I
Rocky
think she's
IV.
German and not Russian, but she looks really close to
Whatever, dude.
yeah,
It'll fit the bill no matter what.
I'd like to see maybe her and Consequences Creed go at it.
Consequences Creed, excuse me?
Wow.
You mean Xavier Woods, sir?
Yeah. What did I say?
Anyways, so that was the prelim match to the big finals match. This, by the way, this whole final situation was just a mess. You know, all the scheduling for this was ridiculous. But anyways, we got the big lead up here. Both women come out. Crowd is in favor of Kairi Sane, as they should be, because Kairi is the only face in the whole fucking company that's believable as a really nice, bubblegum baby face.
She's also super
She's
kawaii.
she's too pure for this world.
She's way too pure for this
Yeah.
world. And the last time we saw a pirate gimmick was by a gentleman by the name of Paul Burchill. And that was years ago. And that didn't work out so much because he was doing the gimmick where he was having sex with his sister,
Wow.
Katie Lee Burchill, who was eventually Winter in TNA. So, yeah, that happened. So now we got a new pirate gimmick, and she's over as hell as a babyface.
Of course, everyone loves Moe pirates.
Yes, of course. So when they
Well,
come
if
out,
she was in an anime, she'd probably be having sex with her sister too, because that's like the thing to do.
Wow.
maybe. Japan loves shit like that. So Lillian Garcia's here. She came back for this one thing. And here's the thing. I'm assuming that she was just going to go, hey, from such and such, from such and such.
That whole spiel she did was so unnecessary.
I'm sitting here in this fucking chair, the very one that I'm sitting my ass in, and I'm watching this whole thing go down, and I went, come on, Vince.
Yeah.
You couldn't just let this happen.
They didn't do it for any of the other tournaments, but they're really trying to make a big deal because they're women.
Because they're
and-
chicks, so the chicks need
and
fucking long intros.
and women's marches and stuff like that. Girl power, so we have to make this big production out of it for no.
I'm surprised
fucking
Lillian
reason.
didn't just make a fucking reference about getting paid less in that
Yeah.
before.
I'm pretty sure she said the word glass ceiling like 4 times.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Meanwhile, we have Shayna Baszler in the fucking ring.
And it's the finals of a tournament. We get it. It's important. You don't need to sell us any further on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We're all here for a reason. Like you got us in the seats.
I
Come
will
on.
be willing to bet any form of currency that was Vince McMahon's doing.
Oh, I'm sure.
He said we need to make this a spectacle. We need to have a long-winded promo. And Lillian, we flew Lillian out here. She ain't gonna just go, here's who's in the match and
Yeah.
fuck off.
I
She gotta
get it
say
if
something.
they did it for any other tournament, but they didn't do it for either of the other two tournaments. So
Nope,
this
not
is
at all.
unnecessary.
Unnecessary intro.
Well,
for
those
this
guys
fucking
weren't
shit.
making history like these ladies
Well,
were.
and you know what would make women's wrestling seem like it's cool and how it should be normal and accepted by actually treating it like it's it's normal wrestling, like it's the thing. Yeah.
Just the thing.
Yeah.
Just the thing that happens all the time.
You mean let
Instead
them
of
have
getting
like,
it the special treatment. Yeah.
You mean letting them have like intergender matches?
They'll never do that.
Crickets.
Because God forbid that happens, and then you get like people who fucking hate Lucha Underground for this fucking shit, and you talk to the girls like Taya Valkyrie, and they're just like, we don't give a fuck. This is what we're here to do: is wrestle, and I'll wrestle Jeremiah Crane as much as I want.
And I love the obligatory double standard because it's totally cool for like Ellsworth to get drop kicked by some bitch, but I mean, God forbid he slaps shit out of somebody and then it's like the moon crashes into the earth or something.
It's
and
not
it's
PC.
over.
It's not PC, and I get people.
They're
will attack.
fighting about stuff. None of it is PC. Who gives a fuck?
Because guys don't get hurt when women hit them.
Nope.
We get hurt very badly.
It's just not a thing.
Nope.
They
Never
hurt,
happens.
They hurt us on the inside too. Okay, PC people, fucking SJWs. So before I get into the match itself, I would like to congratulate Lillian Garcia on telling me, or informing me, I suppose, that Kairi Sane is from Yamaguchi, the prefecture of Yamaguchi, Japan, and not just, hey, look, Tokyo, which is what they do literally for everyone that's from Japan. Hey, look, it's a Japanese guy. Must be from Tokyo, right?
Well, I mean, it's easy, and who gives a fuck really?
No. I want prefectures,
Yeah.
okay? I want to know where they're from.
I want the town. I want the village. I want the prefecture.
I want to know if you're from Osaka or not.
Yes, because if you're from Osaka, you don't play that shit in Yamaguchi, okay? We don't have any of that stuff going down. But I'm glad she said something about it, and it made me just a little bit happy. Because we have all these towns in New Japan, so I know all these towns that the loop that they go to.
You know the loop.
So I'm familiar with some of the cities, so I'm glad that they decided to, she decided to let me know where she's from exactly. So let's get into this matchup itself. So Baszler goes for a takedown early, tries to do some MMA shit, obviously. Sane tries to keep up with Shayna when she fires up. Shayna kicks her right in the fucking face, knocks her to the floor. So most of this match was Shayna Baszler trying to be the dominant female, and Kairi would just do some cool shit, but still get her ass whipped. Shayna stays on the offense. Kairi tries to fire up a few times, but Baszler knocks her down a peg every single time. Kairi goes for the elbow, slide into the corner. So the elbow slide to set up the now called the insane elbow.
Yeah.
It took me a couple times to realize that's what was going on because good old JR kept saying it, that awesome, insane. I thought he was just being superlative, like he was just really gassing it up, and apparently no, that's what it's called.
Boy, that elbow sure is insane.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it really makes me mad that Kairi Sane is her name. It's obviously for the gimmick of the insane elbow, but she's supposed to be Japanese. She has a Japanese first name, but that's not how you would pronounce her last name if it was Japanese.
Bisane or something.
Yeah, Bisane, yeah.
Or she's the secret leader of Insanity.
Or you just drop the E.
That'd be a big reveal.
You could drop the E and just call her Kairi-san.
Yeah.
She's actually pulling all the strings of Sanity. What a fucking swerve that would be. Everyone would be pissed about that shit.
We couldn't call that shit the anchor drop or something. It's... I don't know. I feel like there's so many different ways.
Something else called the anchor?
I have no
her
idea.
submission's the anchor.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, it is. So we can't have two anchors, but
Oh.
that would make a ton of more sense, though.
Yeah.
Guess not. No, Vince goes, well, gee, that elbow sure is insane. You go, JR, here are the notes, motherfucker. So Kairi tries to hit the elbow, catches her, but Shayna catches her midair in the rear naked choke. So, mind you, this rear naked choke has tapped out some of the greatest women's wrestlers, such as Candice LeRae. Who else does she beat? What other nerd did she squash in this tournament? I totally forgot her first round opponent. Oh, she beat Mercedes, who's not a nerd. A bunch of people in the tournament. She beat them all up with this here choke. But Kairi Sane just kind of elbows out of it. Just gets out of it. So it begs the question.
Because she worked the ribs, bro.
Yeah. She's the real deal, man.
She worked the ribs?
Yeah.
Was she elbowing her in the fucking arm or some shit?
What
Maybe in the face?
What does she do to her ribs to soften them up?
She attacked the ribs right before she dropped the elbow at the end. I don't remember anything else that she did.
Well, no, she was working the ribs throughout the match. That's how she was able to escape the choke.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. Well, she elbowed out of it, and lesson learned, everybody. If you gentlemen are ever caught in a Shayna Baszler rear naked choke, just elbow her in the fucking ribs and get out of it. Apparently, no one else figured that out. Kairi here just figured it out. They fight for control of the top rope when Sane knocks Shayna into a tree of woe position. Drops the Dakota Kai on her. Does Dakota's gimmick.
Which I hate that fucking drop kick and spot.
Well,
Why?
Why don't you like it, man? It's impactful.
Because-
and cool.
It's fucking terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Yeah, except why, if you were ever in a real fight, would you hold onto the ropes knowing that move is coming?
Well, that's the thing. You don't know what's coming at. You're just trying to pick yourself up.
You could pull pull a Galloway and get up and fucking toss him over.
Nobody likes to be upside down.
That is true.
Yeah, but you have to think, if you're suspended in that thing, giving her your body, that she's probably going to drop kick you if you've watched any bit of this industry. So why in a real fight would you hold on? And also, it's not like she grabbed it and got drop kicked. She grabbed it, held the spot, didn't make any attempt to move, and then got drop kicked. It's such a dumb.
Are you saying this is fake?
Yes.
You son of a bitch.
It looks so bad every single time. I hate that fucking
You
spot.
know what, Ed? You probably shouldn't start your disbelief in fantasy this week because you need to suspend it. Oh.
Woohoo!
Womp womp.
Take a swig of Gatorade for the working man.
Here, here.
So Anthony's not favorite move actually, is being done here. So Dakota Kai basically just said,
Sorry,
go ahead, Kaidi, do the double stomped. Crowd loved it, by the way. They went, ooh, holy fuck. And then Kaidi drops the elbow on Shayna Baszler. Oh, I'm sorry, right beforehand, does the sliding elbow to the ribs, which is very audible. And then she went into position. Kaidi drops the elbow, the insane elbow. And there you go, everybody. Kaidi Sane pretty much answers the call here. Wins the Mae Young Classic. Crowd chanted, "This is awesome," before the match ended. So, of course, they had a good time, which was wonderful. I'm glad that these women were able to pull this off. But once again, we will reiterate a statement. This was the biggest fucking promo of all time for Kaidi Sane.
Yeah, nobody could have predicted the end of this at all.
Not at all. Not even Shayna Baszler could have defeated the booking here.
I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing that we knew it all along.
No.
No, of course not. Well, it's easy to figure out, but it's the journey, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's the journey. But I'm sure that Shayna Baszler, it was just weird seeing Shayna finally go down, and it's when she put this fucking rear naked choke on everybody else, she had it locked in. I mean, locked the fuck in. She put it on Kaidi, and she was just like, I mean, if you get out, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting paid. I'm gonna do something else after this. I'm gonna take a shot with the boys.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck. So it's the end of that, and Kaidi Sane wins the Mae Young Classic 2017, the inaugural Mae Young Classic, and she will. It was revealed that she will challenge for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Houston coming up. So that's going to be a nice little thing that's going to happen for her. Who her opponent is, we don't know. Nothing that has anything to do with planets or things related to planets or anything like that. Not at all.
Surely not Ember Moon.
No, not at all.
No.
Couldn't be.
It'd be stupid. But yeah, so that's where we're headed. So Kaidi's definitely a contender for the women's title. I could have swore that the winner of this tournament would have just taken the belt, but they had other plans. So, and not only that, but Kaidi Sane is a very good draw at this point.
Yeah.
Would be a waste to just not continue this further with her. Take it into the next big takeover event. She hasn't shown up on NXT television yet, but we will see where she goes on NXT television because Asuka's getting the boot, going to the wasteland known as Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So
Wasn't she already on there this week?
no, she had a promo.
No. Yeah, they just had a
She
media
just had a
package.
little media package.
teaser.
I think she's still hurt. I mean, I don't know when she's coming back, but eventually soon she will be there. And so they'll drown her in some booking soon enough. They can't. I can only imagine they can't fucking wait to squash her fucking streak. I mean, they're chomping at the bit, dude.
You think they're gonna Dana Brooke this thing
God,
and just
they
put her in a closet and just never talk to her again?
That is a fucking steak that is waiting to be dived into, and they can't fucking wait to do it. I wouldn't doubt this fucking booking for WWE. So that's that, and the Mae Young Classic is over. They had a nice little thing. Triple H bought the biggest fucking bouquet of roses ever.
That shit was huge, dude.
Massive, bigger than Kaidi Sane herself. Gave it to Kaidi, and Asuka was outside with the 4 horsewomen. Nothing transpired between the 4 horsewomen of wrestling and the 4 horsewomen of MMA.
By the way, one of 2 JR botches on this on his call was that when they cut to the 4 horsewomen of MMA, he called the blonde girl that was next to Ronda Rousey and Jessamine Duke Marina Shafir. That wasn't Marina.
No, that was not Marina at all. So, well, JR, it's good to see that JR is done with this tournament here.
Yeah, he botched that, and when Shayna Baszler did the whole Zack Sabre Jr. When you're on the mat, twist your arm back and step on your elbow, he said that Shayna kicked her in the solar plexus, but is that she kicked her in the elbow or stepped on her elbow.
God damn it.
Lita covered it like right away, but
Well, Lita
I get
tried.
the camera was the view was obstructed because the camera was like right on like the ropes there. But
Yes.
still, like he's watched enough wrestling. He's called Zack Sabre Jr. matches. He should have known that was coming.
Lita and JR, they did all right. I'm not going to sit here and say that they sucked. I'll give them this was a Rotten Tomatoes review. I'd give them a 60%. But
I really like that Lita always pronounced Kairi Sane's name
yes,
correctly.
yes. Well, she's not very good on commentary, but she's a very cultured woman and she knows her
Yeah.
stuff. So can't take that away from her. The only thing I would like to notice, I didn't reference it in the last episode we did about the Mae Young Classic, but I will reference it right now because it was the funniest goddamn shit I've heard this entire tournament. Was the fact that every time Candice LeRae was in the ring, JR couldn't help himself. He went, well, boy, she knows how to fucking bake and cook. What a pro. Lita goes, but she's here to wrestle, you fuck. You cis-het male.
Well,
And,
I mean,
that was the
to
funniest
people who
interaction
don't know
I've ever
about
heard.
her, they would think that he may be just being a
sexist?
But like baking's a really big part of her life. Like she went to culinary school. Like she was for a long time was working.
I
like
never knew that.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
she was like working like
There's a reason she has-
baking like
she has a
baking
cupcake.
jobs while wrestling for the longest time, and
So the
baking's a big part of her life.
cupcake means something to her.
Yes,
But I just thought it was hilarious because every single time JR made a reference about cooking and baking, Lita was quickly there to strike him down and go, but she's here to wrestle. Okay? You privileged white male. So that's that, and the Mae Young Classic is over. Thoughts on the Mae Young Classic, everybody? Favorites walking out of it? Favorites or least favorites going into it, I suppose?
Oh man, I thought this was well executed. I mean, I know we said before that this was the worst of the three tourneys so far. I thought they did a good job.
yeah.
This was-
Just because it was the worst of the three doesn't mean it was
doesn't
bad.
mean it was bad. No, I
Yeah.
know, but it was. I liked it. I liked what was going on. I hope a lot of them get signed. I hope Tony gets signed. That'd be fucking sweet. But
Yeah,
How do you feel? Oh, speaking of Tony Storm, here's a good thing to bring up. So, The Observer had a conversation this week, very hot debated topic, about how Tony Storm needs to sign with WWE if she wants to make six figures and a ton of money. The end of the argument is, why doesn't she just go to a different company? She can make money elsewhere. But the other argument is, no, she must go to WWE, and if you don't go to WWE, you are never going to make a lot of money.
well,
So if Tony does not sign with WWE, basically she will never make a lot of money. Meanwhile, she's in Stardom, she's in progress. I mean, she's not going to make six figures by any means.
it's. I mean, she really, if she wants to make money in the Indies, she's got to really get her name out there and start wrestling other promotions.
it's not that you can't
get
make
over
money
here.
in other companies, but you can't make as much money
That's
in
not,
other companies.
that's
I
not
guess.
necessarily true.
I
Young Bucks make more than they would make in WWE. Cody Rhodes has said he makes way more than makes
Does
way
he?
more now than he made in WWE.
I suppose, but I mean, I feel like the cap is higher and the ceiling's higher. I feel like you can make more in WWE. I feel like maybe the Young Bucks make more than they could make over here, but are they making more than say like Lesnar's making right now? Probably
no one's
not.
making more than Lesnar.
No, he's not. But who's signing those checks though? Fucking Vince.
I mean, once you start getting at that point, like, it's really, it's not. It's more about creative control than the money. So,
That's fine, but I mean that's not really what's up for debate. It's
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, can you make more money doing the dub shit than anything else? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can.
I think that's the thing, and especially for women, because women specifically have maybe a handful of promotions, like Stardom.
yeah,
And, by the way, Stardom dodging a bullet with Io Shirai getting hurt.
yeah.
Because if Io didn't get hurt, her ass would be in WWE right now. So they would not have a star right now at Stardom. So they basically lucked out with that. But it's really
Well, they
much.
still got Mayu.
They've got Mayu, but who do you buy as a champ?
Yeah.
Mayu or Io? So basically, the argument here is that there's really Stardom, maybe Shimmer, maybe Shine, maybe Pro Wrestling Wave. But there's not a lot. For guys, you could practically go anywhere and make a lot of money.
But a lot of indies will toss in women and shit, and a lot of
But not
like,
making a ton of money.
Toss them in though.
Yeah.
Like
But I mean, if they start to make a name for themselves, they'll eventually become names that they put on the posters and names that they push that make them attractive that people come to see.
I think the argument here is that Tony Storm's young, very young.
Yeah,
I believe
she's
she's
like
like 21 or
22,
22
yeah.
years old. So she's an extremely young woman who has a lot of upside and a lot of fucking upswing here. So basically, what do you do when you're that young? Do you continue to do your thing in the indies, or do you go to WWE and relinquish all fucking like creative control.
It really goes down to like what's important to her. Does she want the WWE fame? Does she want the money? Does she want that security?
I think that's
does she
the
want
question.
to have creative control and enjoy what she does?
Every independent wrestler asks himself, what is more important? And it's extremely hard to... Because NXT is not its own entity. It is an creation of WWE.
Yeah.
So that is the very dark light at the end of the tunnel. So that's the only problem.
At
with
some
all
point,
this shit.
anybody who's ever thought about monetizing their craft has to come to that decision at one point. Like, do you want to? I hate to use the word sell out, but I mean, if you want to sell out, I guess.
Don't you mean buy in?
Yeah.
All right, Rollins, or do you want to keep creative control and try to pay your fucking electric bill with integrity or whatever?
But Kairi Hojo made more money in Stardom than she is going to in WWE. She signed I believe it was a 3-year deal worth like $60,000, and she was making more.
$60,000 a year?
No, for 3 years.
Really?
Yes.
That's not a lot.
Knowing, I've read something about the NXT money that's actually not that far off. I mean, they pay for like your housing and shit like that too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So she doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff,
Yeah.
and transportation probably too.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a big deal.
But still, yeah, no, I could believe it because she was a major draw there. Now she's just like,
So wait, she's gonna be making $20,000 a year. It's less than I make.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was a little more than that. Maybe I'm off. Maybe by maybe $80,000 or something like that. But it's definitely not 6 figures. It's a little under 6 figures.
There's a big difference between 20 and 80 grand.
Wait.
I said $20,000 for 3 years. I said like $60,000 for 3 years.
Yeah, even $80,000.
But
for,
20. You said 60 grand for the whole thing is 20 grand a year. You
even
mean 60 and 80.
even $80,000 for 3 years is still not that much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the math here is a little off, but like he just said, they pay for everything. And I am assuming, I don't know if you get a pay raise when you get called up to the main roster.
I would assume so.
Yeah, so
I'm sure you get title bonuses and stuff too,
Yeah.
right? They still do that, right? Like when you
I would
when
assume
you get
so.
the belt, they give you.
I don't know.
They used to give.
I
you
know
a
that's an
sweet-
old school thing.
They used to give
I
you
don't
a
know if it's a
sweet
new
bonus
school
back
thing.
in the day. You used to get like 25 G's when you got the fucking belt. Like, it used to be a thing.
All I know is
Plus
that
you get merch money too, which is not included in the deal. Not included in the original deal. Well, it's like a merch incentive.
royalties.
Yeah.
And there's always room for improvement. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if
true.
Kaidi proves herself, she will get paid way fucking more. So that's that. But yeah, basically, she gave up money in Stardom to come to WWE with potential to make more.
Well,
so, I
yeah,
mean,
obviously there was an upside there, and once she hits the main roster, I mean, the sky's the limit. So
yeah, for money, right?
yeah,
Not creative.
no,
Definitely not for creative. So Mae Young Classic's over with. Kairi Sane comes out as a star, and it was a vehicle to promote this big horsewomen thing going on eventually at some point. Maybe Survivor Series. Who knows? Maybe WrestleMania. Kairi will do her thing in the women's division. NXT, we'll see where she goes from here. So moving on to NXT episode 411, September 13, 2017. So the show begins with Ruby Riott they show footage of Ruby Riott requesting a handicap match with the iconic duo from last week.
oh man,
And that weird little guerrilla style fucking filming that they got going on there with William Regal's scouting talent. And Miss Riott comes over and goes, "Listen, I want both of them in the fucking ring at the same time." Regal goes, "I cannot give you that, but I will give you a tag match. So you pick a fucking partner." Now, your guess is as good as mine as who the fuck does Ruby Riott have as a friend? I have no idea.
Would have thought it would have been Ember Moon.
Yeah, or any good person in the back, but everyone's too busy on Twitter. So I mean,
Yeah.
hey, fuck you, Ruby.
Good people. All it is Ember
Coulda-
Moon and Liv Morgan and Aaliyah are relevant.
Liv
wow.
Somebody.
Who the fuck is Liv
Aaliyah,
Morgan?
that chick with the cat ears.
Yeah. Somebody
my God.
tweeted at Liv Morgan or like that I followed or something with her, and I it took me like 2 minutes. I didn't remember who she was. I totally forgot about her.
She is fallen
like,
off
why
the
do I know
wagon.
his fucking name? And I'm like,
She
oh, that's
is-
right, she wrestles.
Yeah, they haven't used her in
Wrestles.
forever.
Yeah.
God, in ever.
Well, when Triple H walks into the locker room and goes, "Hey everyone, we're having like 30 fucking women come in here. Some of them might get signed, some of them are better than you, so get ready for that shit. So Liv, you're gonna be fucking relegated to like the second loop house shows. So good luck with that shit."
Wow.
And apparently Mandy Rose is still alive and under
yeah, I
contract.
forgot about her too. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is
Shit.
the background of my phone right now. I love Mandy, and I wish they do something with her.
Yeah. I wish they would just
No, she's
put her on Bite This or something.
She does a bicycle knee, and I enjoy it. Leave her alone.
Okay. So,
Anyway.
sorry about that, big fella. So we have the Iconic Duo versus Ruby Riott. Apparently, this match just started without Ruby having a partner. Everyone came to the ring. The Iconic Duo came to the ring. Ruby Riott came to the ring. And the ref goes, all right, let's get this going. And I'm like,
Yeah, the match that Regal didn't want to be a handicap match was a handicap match for most of the match.
just became a handicap match all of a sudden. So Regal pulling some strings in the back, I suppose. So Ruby gets beat up, and then mysteriously, Nikki Cross appears at ringside. She's just kind of standing there looking fucking weird and shit. Eventually, Nikki blind tags Ruby into the match. So she slapped her right on her fucking titty. Really fucking hard. Tags herself into the match. And everyone at the booth is going, well, I guess Nikki's in this fucking match now. So apparently, here's the rule, gentlemen. If you are not announced for a match, but there's someone out there in a handicap match, you go to the ring, you fucking blind tag them, and now you're a legal competitor.
Well, it was announced to be a tag team match, and Ruby was given the option of a partner for choosing.
Sir,
so.
I'll inform you. The female referee rung the bell without Ruby Riott having a proper tag team partner.
I mean,
This
the show's got to go on, man. You can't wait forever.
They didn't even give them any time. They didn't say anything about, let's take a minute to fucking wait for this partner. They're just like, she's like, okay, you guys are breathing, right? Let's do this. And I'm like, excuse me, lady ref, okay? Check your privilege. So Cross runs through both of the women here, the Iconic Duo. Tags Riott back into the match. Ruby does a senton splash onto Billie Kay, then gets the pinfall, and then after the match, she's just kind of like going, oh my god, what just happened? And Nikki fucking disappeared. So I'm assuming Nikki and Ruby are doing stuff in the back together because now they're buddies and shit.
Are you trying to imply that they're going to be muffin smashing?
Yes.
Wow, mashing muffs at light speed? That's wild, dude.
I suppose so. I suppose that's what's going down at your local Hot Topic, featuring Ruby Riott. So that's that. So I guess Ruby and Nikki might be turning face, which would be very awkward.
That means she's going to talk more. Oh.
No, she could just be dirty and wet and just run around and
Okay.
do weird shit and just be a cool person, I suppose.
Just wear corsets? I mean,
Just, yeah, you know.
whatever. All right. I'm on board.
And eat ropes or whatever.
Yeah.
So backstage, we have Christy St. Cloud. By the way, Christy St. Cloud all over this episode. She interviewed everyone under the sun in this episode.
Watch out, Caleb Braxton.
Yeah, watch out, Kayla, because Christy's coming for your job. She interviews No Way Jose. She asks Jose, what are your comments?
Why is this guy still on TV?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck? I can't wait for Lars, what's his Anderson, right?
Lars Sullivan.
Lars Anderson was used to play first base in the major leagues. Lars Sullivan. I can't wait for him to fucking kill him.
So she interviews Jose, says, what are your comments on Lars Sullivan? Jose says that he's an angry fellow and he's a monster and he's a very chaotic person. And then proceeds to say, we don't do that here at NXT. Meanwhile, this guy had a fucking feud with Sanity a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
do
right?
shit like that, but, we'll just forget all about that. Then he challenges Lars Sullivan to a match next week on NXT, and I can't wait for him to get fucking crushed. So that's going to happen. Because he tried to start a Congo line, and Lars just interrupted it. So, God bless you, Jose. So, we have Riddick Moss versus Johnny Gargano. Lead up to this match was that Johnny was just answering questions at a little meet and greet at Full Sail University at the Developmental Center. And the media came along. So, BuzzFeed came, and all these media outlets came to ask Johnny what he thought about his match at TakeOver. And
HuffPo was there.
yeah. And then...
oh, god damn it.
Well, he mentioned shit sources like
I
BuzzFeed.
know.
I've
I've just never heard it abbreviated. I'm sorry.
You've never heard it called HuffPo
No,
before, really?
no, but now I know.
And
Now that's a thing I know.
And then Break.com came along and all these other fucking irrelevant websites. So, while he was getting
Al
interviewed...
Jazeera.
That's a credible source, sir.
Yeah.
So, while he's getting interviewed, fucking two guys I don't remember come along in the form of Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatelli. And they go...
Formerly of Breaking Ground fame.
Yes. And they came along and they go to Johnny and they say, haha, loser, you lost your match and you're an asshole. And good luck trying to find a tag partner. You're better off in a tag team. And Johnny goes, hey, you guys want a match? And they go, whoa, pal, slow your fucking roll. We're just here to talk shit. So basically, he challenged Riddick Moss to a match, and here we go. So Tino Sabatelli accompanied Riddick Moss to the ring in full wrestling gear.
I was just going to mention that, yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Who the fuck
He's not going to be in the
this?
match. Why are you wearing the gear?
Why are you? What a fucking mark, dude.
Yeah.
Like, why are you there? He's at ringside in full garb, my man.
Hey, maybe he didn't want to feel left out.
Well, he was certainly not in the fucking match, so I mean, he's going to get left out, whether he likes it or not. So, don't know why this happened, but Tino Sabatelli...
Just some fan service for the ladies.
That's it, I suppose. So, Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss, I assume their gimmick is just a bunch of fucking dudes who work out.
Yep.
And that's it. Their gimmick...
No gimmick.
No gimmick.
Or, yeah, stale.
Just a lot of muscles.
Just some dudes.
Just some dudes. And you know what? Hey, their physique is wonderful. Riddick Moss is a very chiseled, physically fit human being. But that's it. I mean, he's got a good look. But him and Tino Sabatelli, their gimmick is just a bunch of douchebags.
Yeah.
Who fucking tan. That's their gimmick. They spray tan for a living. I don't know. So, Tino Sabatelli was
well, to be fair, most wrestlers spray tan for a living, so.
Yeah, but, you know, these
Yeah,
guys have no fucking
Ryder.
gimmick. They don't have a sweet theme like Johnny Gargano does.
I was just going to mention, that theme was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty goddamn amazing. So, most of this match was spent getting over Riddick Moss as a big, bad, tough guy. He just kind of fucking talked shit, kicked Johnny while he was down, etc., etc. And then Johnny would eventually fire up, puts Riddick in the Gargano escape, gets to the ropes, or Moss gets to the ropes here, and then Gargano starts to doubt himself.
Yeah.
He goes, well, this fucking 300-pound man with great muscles and a big physique got to the ropes. Who the fuck am I again? What dimension is this? So he looks at his hands. He's in doubt. And then fucking Riddick Moss then starts to beat him up. Tino Sabatelli gets involved. And then Johnny fucking kicks Tino right in the fucking face. And then hits Riddick Moss with one slingshot spear to get the victory. Then he pins Riddick fucking Moss with a slingshot spear. And that is it. Johnny Gargano doubted himself, but he won the match anyway. So I guess that's going to be Johnny's gimmick, is that he's just going to doubt himself. He's going to be that guy. He's just going to be fucking depressed all the goddamn time. So he's going to...
Because he can't possibly make it on his own without a tag team partner.
Nope.
Yeah.
So he's going to walk by mirrors and see fucking Ciampa just staring right at him like some weird Undertaker shit. So
Wow.
that's what's going to happen here. But eventually... Johnny Gargano is just fucking doing shit until Ciampa gets back, because they set up a storyline and then Ciampa got hurt. So this is what happens. So we're all just waiting for Ciampa to come back. We have the Street Profits versus the Ely Brothers. If you didn't know how this match was going to go, then I feel sorry for you, because this was just a fucking squash.
But I mean, come on, like, you didn't think the Ely brothers were gonna have a shot? I mean, like, what's his face said? Ely to bed, Ely to rise.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I cringed
Nigel
so hard when
McGuinness.
fucking Nigel said, yeah.
Nigel McGuinness said this on television. They
Yeah.
didn't edit it out. No one bothered to
I
edit
bet you
this
he was
shit out.
forced to say that.
Someone gave him a fucking post-it, and he goes, are you fucking serious? So he said this bullshit line, and guess what? The Ely brothers got their fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
So Dawkins...
And fuck them. Who cares about those guys?
Yeah, fuck them. They're just a bunch of tall brothers, man.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of tall brothers who are twins. Meanwhile, the Street Profits are the most over tag
Yes.
team on the face
Yeah.
of the fucking planet right now.
When we saw them in Philly, we
saw these motherfuckers in Philadelphia on a live show for NXT. We made fun of them a little bit because we didn't know who they were. And then the Red Shoes got over.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then Philly was on fire for
Yep.
Red Shoes, a.k.a.
those
Montez
guys in
Ford.
wrist locks were like super over.
Yeah. Fucking
Basically,
wrist lock city chants and shit.
Basically, Philadelphia in one night got Montez Ford over because he wore red sneakers. We didn't
Yeah.
know who these guys were. They had no gimmick. They were just a bunch of dudes. We got them over, and now here they are, super over.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, wow, we were correct in making them over, because they are good. Their gimmick is phenomenal.
I can't believe that we were the only ones that did that. I'm sure at other places they went to.
I would hope
they got
so.
over.
I would hope they got a reaction, because I'm going to say right now that Montez Ford is an extremely entertaining gentleman.
Yeah, they look like a fun team to watch. So
Extremely fun team. He's an extremely fun guy to watch. And the Red Cups, if they ever start selling Red Cups, Montez Ford will
Just
be.
be like the dudes in the crowd and have a picture of the red cup on their phone and hold it up.
You know what's crazy?
Can't believe that was a
they
fucking
do.
thing.
They do actually have a line of cups for almost all the superstars, like the big ones on the main roster on WWE.
Nope, they're going to start selling regular fucking red cups
just straight up, just solo
with
cups.
the Street Profit logo on it, and they're
Wow.
going to sell money. And Montez Ford is going to be 70 fucking years old, sitting on a pile of cash because he sold red fucking cups on WWEshop.com. And you could get those solo cups at Walmart for fucking like $2.
But it doesn't have the Street Profits logo
doesn't
on
have
it,
the
man.
Street Profits logo.
Or you can get the black ones that have the Dean Ambrose shit on it. I mean, they got like a ton of those. I'm just
No,
saying.
Dean's more like a Jaeger guy. You get a fucking thing of Jaeger with his face on it, and then that. But yeah. So they beat him up, and the Ely brothers, Ely to rise, right? Well, Ely to go down too. So
God damn it.
Elite for those shoulders on the mat.
yep.
Wow.
So Dawkins hit the sky high, and then Montez Ford dropped a frog splash to get the win here, and that is about it. They danced in the crowd. They did their thing, and the crowd loved it. So I'm glad that they are over as fuck. They ran a promo package for Asuka. Basically, they were just, touting how great she was and her accomplishments at NXT. This felt like a memorial service for Asuka. They were basically sending her away to the place that they didn't want to send her to.
Yeah.
This was like she passed away. This was ridiculous, okay? It wasn't like, hey, guys, Asuka's going away. See you later, Asuka. It's like, my God,
maybe the
Asuka.
biggest title run of anybody in the whole promotion is
Yes,
going away, yeah.
but also...
Plus, they need to fill that hour, man.
Yeah, it's true.
But also, I think they kind of know what's going to happen here. The main roster is going to ruin Asuka. There's just there's no hope for Asuka. Like, they might get something right. They may get a couple things right. I have
I don't
zero
know.
fucking hope for this.
I don't think that Asuka will fail on the main roster.
I don't know, man. That booking is not very good. And they don't know what to do with Triple H's gems. Triple H basically is down in the coal mine, okay, with his shovel, digging up some good shit. And then Vince just kind of looks at it and goes, not good enough, and throws it away.
I don't know, man. I mean, lately they've been really into like keeping their Japanese novelties strong. Like, look at Nakamura. He's doing fine.
Yeah, he's wrestling Jinder Mahal on SummerSlam. I mean, but that's not Shinsuke's fault, obviously. The fact that they have Jinder fucking Mahal as a champion.
Jinder's champ. I mean, he's the top guy. On the fucking.
But
thing.
here's
Whether
the
or
thing:
not, yeah.
Nakamura was fine, and yeah, he's a treasure and all that good stuff. But Asuka passed Goldberg.
Oh, I know.
I think they're going to run with the whole...
They need to run with
winning
this.
streak.
They have no choice. Triple H has basically put a fucking gun to their head to say, if you do not continue this streak and keep her strong, I'm going to fucking lose my shit.
Does anyone know how long her streak is?
500 and something days.
Wow,
that was the championship.
A winning streak total?
What? Yeah.
Longer than that.
Wow, it's way more than that Goldberg guy.
Yeah, way more than that Goldberg dude. But yeah, there's just really nowhere else they could go where they have to push her. They have to do something with Asuka. And she's going to be with top talent like Nia Jax and Dana Brooke. All these wonderful talents on fucking Monday Night Raw. I
I
can't
ain't even
wait.
seen Dana Brooke in like 6 months.
You don't need to
Well,
see
her
any more
fucking
of her.
boyfriend just died, so probably won't see her for a while.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that is true. Yeah, her boyfriend was a bodybuilder.
He
Yeah.
he went out in the worst possible way too. He choked to death on food.
Oh, dude, rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fella, too.
Yeah.
So that's that. So she probably won't be on television for a while.
That sucks, man.
So they run a Oscar package here. Then they decide to tell us that next week on NXT, Aleister Black will speak. Why? I don't know. Aleister Black doesn't speak. What the fuck would he talk for? What's he going to say? They should just keep him mute. I don't know why they're going to do this. He better not speak. He better come to the ring, sit in the middle of the fucking ring, take a nap, and then go to the back.
He hasn't had like a voiceover thing.
Not one fucking time. He hasn't said a goddamn word because he's a creepy fucking dude who does demonic fucking things and he summons spirits in his basement. Why the fuck would you want to hear him talk?
You don't need to hear him talk.
You don't.
You just need to hear a sweet theme, and that's it.
That's it. And now they're going to make him talk or do whatever. I don't know. It was a thing they said that Aleister Black will speak, and I hope he doesn't speak. I hope he just stays quiet or doesn't even show up. I hope he stays in his hotel room and falls asleep and misses his alarm clock. So we have the main event of this NXT. We have Pete Dunne versus Wolfgang for the UK Championship. Lots of good mat wrestling here. Wolfgang looks very good in this match. Wolfgang went up for a spot up top, but Dunne cut him off and broke his fingers. and there was a slight ooh it, ooh it chant. I heard you motherfuckers. I heard you motherfuckers in the crowd. I know what you were all thinking, especially the guy in the Villain Club shirt.
I was about to say there had to be some dude in a Villain Club shirt.
No, we will not do that shit here in NXT. I'm all for getting guys over in the indies, but fuck that. Okay, that shit could stay in the indies. So he breaks his finger, gives him a DDT on the apron. Right before they cut to commercial, there's two guys in the crowd. So Pete's doing his little gimmick. He's firing up on the outside. He just did a nice little spot, and there's two fucking guys in the crowd who are like this. Tweeting in the middle of a fucking match for the UK title.
Well, they're probably just like strictly WWE guys. I don't give a fuck about these UK nobodies.
Why the fuck do you buy tickets then?
Because they probably didn't know that match was going to be on the card.
Or get in free, whatever it is. That
they probably either didn't know the match was going to be on the card, or they're like, oh, maybe the 8 other matches we get to see on the 3 tapings that are going to be.
Listen, I don't know. If Pete fucking Dunne showed up in front of me at Full Sail University, I'm going to pay the fuck attention.
Well, Pete Dunne's name doesn't mean as much as it means to you and I, to other people.
Well, they shouldn't.
I mean, it should mean more,
they should
but
fuck off and not tweet during the UK title match. So anyway, they just look bad on television is what it all comes down to. So basically, they come back in the ring here. Wolfgang hits a massive spear, sends Dunne to the outside. Wolfgang does a tope to the outside. Then a moonsault in the ring. So, Wolfie here getting over some high spots.
Yeah.
The large gentleman doing some high spots. So Wolf goes for a swanton bomb, but Dunne catches him in an arm bar. Then Wolfgang retaliates with a wonderful pop-up power slam. I love that move a lot. It looks very good. Later on, Wolf goes for another pop-up. Dunne cuts him off with a forearm to the head, hits him with a bitter end, and that is that. Pete Dunne retains as the champion. And then afterwards, the team of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bob Fish come to the ring to interfere, and they all start staring down Pete Dunne. They go, yeah, we're going to kick your fucking ass. And Pete he wails on Kyle O'Reilly for a bit, and then Wolfie comes out to help. And what does Pete Dunne do like the pro he is? Sees that Wolfgang's getting his ass whipped in the corner, and he goes, gee, he came to help me. I just beat him for the UK title. He came to assist me. And Pete goes, fuck that. So he gets out of the ring.
Yep.
Goes to the ramp.
Good man.
And when he notices he's backing up slowly, this is the best part. I mean, I have the best fucking spot I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne is backing up on the ramp.
Getting booed.
Watching the Ring of Honor gentleman beat up on Wolfie, right? So what does Pete Dunne do? He goes, fuck it. So he guns it for the ring, dives in. Adam Cole looks at him to try to stop him. He grabs his belt and fucking dips.
Wow.
So he basically made a beeline for the belt, and then he just left again. I laughed so goddamn hard. This was the best spot in wrestling I've seen in like 10 fucking years. This guy was basically feigning to help his buddy, but he's Pete Dunne, and that was that. He grabbed his belt and he fucking left. So Wolfie gets all beat up. So the Ring of Honor gentlemen beat up on Wolfgang, and then they proceed to get out of the ring, say this is our NXT, and while they're already in the fucking crowd, mind you, someone goes, hey, Tyler, Trent, Wolfgang's getting his ass kicked out there.
It was really nice of them to make the run-in all the way from the UK. That's how long it took him to get there.
Well, there was a lot of delays because Wolfgang got his fucking ass kicked for quite a while before the team of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate decided to make the save, or lack thereof. So they ran to the ring super fucking late because they were just stuffing their faces in catering, and they just decided to go, hey, next time, I guess, right, guys? So basically, there's going to be a storyline. We're going to have ourselves a little Ring of Honor and ICW thing going on eventually. So we've got...
I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be fucking amazing. It's not 100% ICW because it's not the full strong style... British strong style team, because obviously you got to keep Pete Dunne away from the other guys.
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate aren't really ICW guys. I mean, they've wrestled in ICW, but
I meant to say
Trent Seven and Wolfgang are the ICW guys. Really.
I meant to say British strong style wrestling guys, because the faction of Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne are a team. But here in WWE, Pete Dunne is his own man, so he does not fuck with those gentlemen. But Trent Seven and Tyler Bate do indeed fuck with each other. So I suppose that somewhere down the line, Wolfgang is going to team up with Tyler Bate and Trent Seven to take on the team of the Unhonorable Gentlemen.
I think they're called the Undisputed Era or some shit like that.
Undisputed?
What they're going to go with, yeah.
whatever. They need a name. It's better than saying, oh god, it's Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, and Bob Fish. So that's that. And NXT 411 came to a close, and that's all we've got here for this week. We've got New Japan Pro Wrestling coming up, and we will come. Me and Anthony Caruso will rejoin you guys for that. And next week, I suppose we'll be back with Tyson Lude to cover some more NXT action. And whenever the hell No Mercy is coming out, I don't know if you guys want to talk about that, but we might talk about No Mercy.
I believe it's 2 Sundays from now.
2 Sundays from now, close to our Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con event.
Indeed.
So we will rejoin everybody. That's all the time we got here for next week's episode. And when me and Anthony decide to cover some more New Japan action. Until then, we'll see you guys another time. Take care.